I'm here for it. This is the kind of injection of new blood that we need into government that will cause change to happen. That's what I want to say. So shout out to President Nana Akufo-Addo. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Like, anything you need, just holler at your girl. Holler at me. I'm your girl. You know what I'm saying? Hi, my name's Crode and welcome to Vimoye, a people-led movement to build Africa. And this is Triggered, where we react to information coming from the continent together. Okay, let's go.
We can no longer continue to make policy for ourselves, in our country, in our region, in our continent, on the basis of whatever support the Western world or France or the European Union can give us. It will not work. It has not worked and it will not work. Our responsibility is to charter a path which is about how we can develop our nations ourselves. But this continent, with all that has happened, is still today the repository of at least 30% of the most important
Ciao.
It's a continent of vast, arable and fertile lands. It has the youngest population of any of the continents in the world. So it has the energy and the dynamism. We've seen it. We have to get away from this mindset of dependence. This mindset about what can France do for us. France will do whatever it needs to do for its own sake. And when those coincide with ours, tant mieux, as the French people say.
Oh, my G, my actual G. This guy. So it must be a slow news week because this story was first posted in December 2017. It's actually made its way back to us, and the timing is perfect in the sense that it is the kind of rhetoric that we need to be pushing right now. It is the kind of story, the kind of inspiration that we need to be feeding ourselves with. This is the aim. This is the goal. We want Africa to be independent because it's been a minute now. I think for a long time we've been saying that, oh, you know, we're just young. Like if we look at the Western world, it took them hundreds of years before they got to where they were. Okay, let's look at Singapore though. Let's look at South Korea. Those are the ones that he mentioned. It didn't take them long. They've been about for the same time we've been about, but they seem to have got their stuff together. This was fighting talk. This was him fighting for our future or speaking about how we need to fight for our future. But if we're going to fight, we need a referee.
Let's get ready to rumble!
In round one, we have our people versus all the things that are stopping us from being great. So the president of Ghana mentioned that our people are a great resource. We are young, we are vibrant, we have so much to bring to the table. The average age of an African on the continent is 19. They're 19. Can you imagine? That's crazy. So compared to a median age of 42 in Europe. So we have might in terms of humans able to work and do the job of building Africa. Unfortunately, our opponent in this is the brain drain. It is the fact that we are seeing migration from the continent to other parts of the world in large amounts. There's no way you can expect people to stay on the continent if the following things are not available. We need to be able to provide jobs, opportunity for people to build their careers, to build themselves. The next thing would be education. We need to educate the masses. We need to educate young people if we expect them to stay. We cannot leave people ignorant and expect to get the best out of them. Absolutely not. And then another thing would be our medical facilities. We need healthy people to be able to do the work that we need to do on the continent. Round two would be our resources. The president of Ghana mentioned that we have vast arable land. We also have 30% of the world's natural resources on our continent. Now, on the opposing side of this round two, we have corruption, ill management and greed. We need a new breed of management, of leadership. And President Nana Akufo-Addo has shown us that that's possible. Equally, the president of Ethiopia has also shown us what good leadership looks like. These two examples give us hope. They give us hope that the future is bright, that there is new blood coming in to the halls of governance. And with good governance, y'all ain't ready for what Africa could do. Y'all ain't ready. In round 3, we have our reliance on the rest of the world. So the president of Ghana mentioned that we need to wean ourselves off the need for international aid and dependence on the West. In order for us to see the Africa that is possible, we need to wean ourselves off debt, as I mentioned in our last episode, aid, because aid that does not enable people to eventually not need aid is actually a problem. And then volunteerism, which is the little sister of aid. It is people coming to the continent and who are not in any position to help, but just want to take 1-2 pictures and then be on their way. Absolutely not. We need help, yes, but we need help from people who are qualified to help. It's the decisions we make today, it is the actions we take today that will decide whether we win that fight.
Tanzanian President John Magufuli has dismissed coronavirus tests being used in the country as faulty after they returned positive results on samples taken from a goat and a pawpaw. Magufuli, whose government... At an event in northwest Tanzania, Magufuli said this showed that some people were being told they had the virus when they had not been infected. The president also said he was sending a plane to collect a cure being promoted by Madagascar's president.
So Tanzania have announced that a goat and a fruit have tested positive for COVID-19. I'm just gonna stop that here. This is that. What? So the issue here is that the Tanzanian president has done this to show that the tests themselves are questionable, that we cannot trust the actual tests. We cannot trust the testing kits. And so therefore, those who have allegedly been tested and have tested positive, we can't really go by that because, I mean, the fruit tested positive, so. I'm going to say that the alternative is that we invest in testing kits made on the continent. So last week I covered the Senegal story where they are creating testing kits that are really cheap and do the job, or they're using them and they seem to be doing really well. So why don't we get in touch with them? I would say let's give the president of Senegal a cheeky call. He'll be happy to hear from you. You know, he could do you a solid. The Tanzanian president did mention that he was in talks with the Madagascan president for the cure, so he's going to get it for his people. So that does suggest that he isn't necessarily saying that the whole thing is a sham and he's not going to do anything about COVID-19. He just isn't convinced the methods that are being offered currently are to his liking, you know? I do wish all the parties involved well, the sheep, the goat, and
Okay, just before the interview, I've just stopped it just before the interview comes back in again. What was the young man telling us? I saw an image as well of a young woman on a bed who looked very poorly. What was he saying? Two French doctors have turned up at a school in a village in Guinea, vaccinated all the children. 2 died, almost immediately?
Immediately. Pretty much within hours. 2 died, and then some of them.
So 2 died immediately, and then did any more die afterwards? Did he say?
So this is a video that's been going around about 2 French doctors going to Guinea and vaccinating some kids in a school. 2 died and the others are sick. And it's been put to us as if it is vaccines or testing of vaccines for COVID-19. And that simply isn't true. So it's fake news, yo. It's fake news. The original video was actually posted in March 2019 or thereabouts. And it was in fact to do with vaccination. So that bit is true. But I wanted to bring it up simply because it doesn't invalidate what is being said here. These kids were given a vaccine that was untested. Can we deep that, please? Why are we testing on kids? It was administered by health workers employed by the Ministry of Health in Guinea. So this was approved by the government. Had nothing to do with the French, as far as we're aware. This is happening just all by ourselves. We're just doing this to ourselves. We're doing this to ourselves. Why was this allowed to happen? In 2019, this didn't happen in 1872. This happened last year. There was a vaccine that they gave to children that they weren't sure about. What? How can we function as a society when we don't look after our own? We don't look after our own children. Of all the sectors of society to protect, our children should be up there as number one. They are our future. They are our investment. They are vulnerable as well. They need us to defend them and stand up for them, to make sure we protect them from the evils this world has. But instead, we're the ones perpetuating the evil upon them. As a community, we are shouting from the rooftops about the ill treatment of Black people, of Africans in China, in the US, in many parts of the world. But this is happening on our watch. This is happening on the continent. And our governments, which is all of them, because they need to be accountable to each other, are standing by and letting this happen. Nah, come on. I really do care about what's happening to us around the world. But honestly, I think we should start from home. We should start from how we are treating each other. These are the same governments that we want to stand up for us to the Chinese. I'm sorry, it's actually laughable. Now I'm actually laughing because actually the Chinese are actually sitting there saying, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you actually serious right now? You want us to stop what? You do worse to your own lot. Like, all we did was put them out on the streets. You're testing, you're actually administering vaccines that don't work on your people. The reality is the Black experience or the African experience outside of the continent is a reflection of the African experience on the continent. We teach people how to treat us. And if this is the message we're sending, it is no wonder. It is no wonder that Black people, Africans across the continent or across the world are experiencing hatred, racism, and just disrespect. The purpose of Triggered isn't for me to talk about all the bad things that are happening or even all the good things that are happening. It is for us to start opening our eyes to what's really happening, to start focusing on the things that we can change. The way we treat ourselves, the way we treat one another should be the highest of our priorities. The highest. That's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode and let me know what you thought in the comment section. Let's have a discussion on the topics that we covered. So it's been a few weeks since Triggered started, and in this particular episode, the words of the Ghanaian president really resonated with me, and it reminded me of the mission and the aim of Vimoye, which is the organization behind Triggered. So I thought it made sense for me to take a moment to tell you guys a little bit more about Vimwe. Vimwe is a people-led movement to build Africa, and we're starting with education. We want to improve the access to education for those on the continent, and we are taking a holistic approach to doing that. So we're not just looking for teachers, we're looking for people with so many different skills that can be a part of the building process. If that resonates with you in any way and you really want to be a part of actually changing the narrative of the continent, then please do get in touch with us. You can find us on Instagram using the @Vimwe Foundation. Together, I really do believe that we can build the Africa we've always known was possible. That's it for me today. Until next time, see you again soon. Bye.